So the install base of PV is growing rapidly across the world. And to put that in perspective, IHS Markit sees the growth over the last decade equating to nearly 2,000% growth. And that means that we're going from 40 gigawatts by the end of last decade, so 2010, to eclipsing 780 gigawatts in 2020. And to get to that growth, we've seen a lot of drivers take place, but some of them are socially and politically motivated, including climate change or emissions. But also it's paired with rapid cost reduction as well, which has been hugely important to make the resources more competitive in the marketplace with traditional fossil generation such as gas or coal. And a challenge to further growth is still going to be intermittency for renewables. You really only have production from solar during the daylight hours. Other renewables have their other limitations as well. And so balancing that with other resources is going to be necessary, whether that be other gas or fossil fuel resources or potentially battery energy storage. And we're seeing this marketplace diversify quite a bit, which will lead to more growth. So concentrated in Germany initially or in Europe, but now we're seeing markets like China, United States, and India really start to lead the way. So rapid diversification helping all that growth as well. The energy storage industry is also experiencing rapid growth. IHS Markit sees demand for 80 gigawatt hours of energy storage batteries to be deployed over the next 5 years. And this represents thousands of % growth as well, so similar to the growth we're seeing in the renewable energy industry. And the natural integration of the two resources, so solar and batteries, is that during the middle of the day you might have overproduction of solar, but with a battery you can then charge from that overproduction and then discharge when it's most needed, such as when solar starts to die down during the evening and morning hours. And this is particularly a good case for the United States, where we see being the biggest market over the next few years or so, because there's a lot of solar being deployed, and a lot more of it is being requested to have that flexibility of dispatchability by utilities. And even beyond renewable energy integration, there's a lot of value that the batteries can provide as an independent resource, and that can be utility applications or behind-the-meter applications for customers of the grid. Continued cost reductions will be an important part of both these industries going forward, so for both solar and energy storage. On the solar side, you'll see continued efficiency gains on the optimization of manufacturing and the supply chain streams that are going into that industry, eke out continued incremental gains. For batteries and energy storage, lithium-ion chemistries especially, they're going to benefit from the scaling of the electrical vehicle industry. And what this really ultimately means is that within 5 years, we at IHS Markit predict that solar and energy storage technology costs will reach a point that will allow those resources to compete directly with natural gas, which has become the global benchmark for new electrical generation. And that price point is being able to generate electricity at $50 per megawatt and below. And that's going to take us to what we think is a paradigm shift for the global industry to transition to a cleaner and more resilient electrical system.